What is up? Happy Thursday, y'all. Excuse me. From the Money Shots crew. Kel, how are we doing today?
We just were in the back embarrassing our producer, Jack. I'm really excited to be in Chicago on Sunday, New York the following couple of days, except we're going to freeze our asses off. But right now, I'm just kind of pissed off at college basketball.
So, you know what? You shouldn't be pissed off. You know why? Because the Barstool Sportsbook is going live in Louisiana tomorrow. 24 hours from now, we will be able to make bets here in Louisiana from our mobile phones on the Barstool Sportsbook app. And plus, there's an amazing promo code. Promo with promo code. Easiest $100 you'll ever make. All you have to do is be a Louisiana resident. You have to sign up. You have to put promo code BYU in. Put $20 or more on any conference championship game. So it doesn't even have to be the Bengals game. And if Joe Burrow throws for 1 yard, just one, you get $100. It's pretty fantastic. We love Joe Burrow here in Louisiana. We know he's going to throw for a yard. It's a no-brainer. It's $100. Make sure you sign up. Had to go ahead and get that out there. I'm way excited. But I'm sorry about college basketball. You're like the best person ever. It's going to come back around for you. I'm sure you're going to end it just as you did college football. But yeah, sorry that you haven't had the best luck here as of late. I think I've been getting rather lucky on my side. Just the tides, I guess.
I think this is the thing. You're focusing on some of these smaller schools, which is not something that I've ever done. And I think it's honestly better for you. I'm, looking at these bigger conferences and they have more rules, it feels like. Williams being out 45 minutes before tip yesterday, not ideal. So I'm glad they at least lost outright. That was nice. That was like the consolation in overtime. I'm like, cool. You're not going to cover. I hope you lose.
Yeah, I had a pretty gross beat yesterday with UCF only losing by the hook, but it is college basketball. It's a whole nother monster. Bad beats could happen literally every time you put out a card. It doesn't matter how big or how small. That could be one dude that misses every free throw and he screws your entire spread because of the 7 he could have made. But there's a weird card today, which we will be switching up the schedule here soon for Money Shots so that we're able to give y'all the best college basketball slates. Obviously, this Thursday slate isn't always pretty, and especially today, you have a lot of teams that are playing back-to-back, which I hate those games. I don't know about you. It's so hard to play a team twice, let alone back-to-back. This card sucks, so let's go ahead and start with the marquee games. Are you cool with that?
Absolutely.
First up, we have Wisconsin at Nebraska. This is a game that I will be on. I've tweeted it out. We have a Badger team who is coming in off their first loss in 8 games to Sparty. I took Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin at home. I will still keep playing them at home. I say that now. Let's see how this game plays out before I say that. And they're going against Nebraska, who has kind of just been on a tailspin. They've lost all 8 conference games of Big Ten opponents, and 6 of those losses have come by double digits. Do I like laying the 7.5 with Wisconsin? Not necessarily, but the way Nebraska's been playing with Wisconsin off of a loss, I like laying the 7.5 here. I'm playing it. Kel, what do you think of this game? Because kind of seems like Nebraska could be the sharp side here.
I do know a sharp guy. Our friend Adam is on Nebraska. I'm not getting involved. This 6-13 Nebraska team looks terrible. Is Fred Holberg going to have a job next year? I don't know. That is a real question here. And depending on how he finishes out this slate, I don't know if I see him winning another game. That's the problem, right? I'm looking at this team going, they don't bring a lot to the table offensively. They do even less defensively. They're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the country. And then on the flip side, they can't even defend the 3 ball. Now, the line does look a little fishy, right? You've got a top 25 offense in Wisconsin, a top 50 defense in Wisconsin. The good news is for Wisconsin, they don't turn the ball over. So in theory, you shouldn't get screwed there. This is a lay it or don't play it. I don't have the guts to back Nebraska, even if I do feel like you're paying a premium. I will say that the consolation, you mentioned those last 8 games for Nebraska, They are 5-3 against the spread in those. So it's not like they're not only losing, but also not covering. 7.5 is really going to be interesting. Let me see who Wisconsin plays next. They have Minnesota on deck, not like they have Michigan or, another really great school on deck. Then they play Illinois. I'm with you, Megan. I think one of the better things that you've done this year is that you don't overthink some of these things. And we spoke about a couple of these schools the other day, and you're like, nope, look, it looks so easy. I can't remember who it was, maybe Northeastern or some team. You're like, they're catching 2.5. And I looked at it and I said, I'm not touching this one. And it was literally a no sweat winner for you, because who was the other side to be laying 2.5? And I'm not touching this one, but I'm with you. I lean Wisconsin here.
Well, that's a nice segue into this next game. Small school, but people know the name because we are Marshall. You have Marshall laying 2.5 at home, but I will be playing the other side on Middle Tennessee State. A lot of people kind of asked me about this game, but it jumped out to me because, look, Marshall needs to win a game. I think they've lost like 9 in a row. Something, I'm pulling that out of my ass, obviously. But I know it's something crazy along
It is. It is 9 in a row. You're right.
Hey-o, I was right today. But look, this MTSU, I have to break that down, team is pretty good on the road, 6-1-1. And I'm pulling a page out of your book, Kel. I'm taking the defense with the points. So I like MTSU plus the 2.5. As I said, Marshall's bound to win a game, but I don't think it's going to be this one. I think if I had a money line parlay, if it was a Monday, MTSU would be in there for the money line.
Yeah, I'm looking going, is somebody hurt for MTSU? What am I missing here? Because not only has Marshall not won 9 in a row, they haven't covered 9 in a row. Like, this is a very perplexing game to me. Middle Tennessee's been playing great ball. Ken Palm makes the game 1. I'm with you, Megan. Looks like Middle Tennessee or pass.
Yeah, a lot of people, it just doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, Marshall could pull a trick out of their hat, but I just don't know if it would be against this team. Also, in the comments, Megan, do you and Mincy have a game plan to pump the app in Louisiana when it goes live? There are some major, major plans in the works, and I will let you guys know as soon as we get some things finalized. But as you guys know, I just started this company about 6 months ago, so I am not the one to ask those questions to and give those answers out. But I promise you, we do have huge things cooking. Obviously, the promo is the first thing, but we got a lot more stuff on the way. Our producer was sending me some really cool merch for Louisiana. It's going to be great. Up next, another small school game, FIU at UTSA. UTSA is catching 2.5 at home, but I will be laying the 2.5 with FIU. This UTSA team has put together decent games over UTEP back-to-back. But I just think FIU is the better team on both sides of the ball. They've struggled a little bit, but they're coming off of a really strong win off of Western Kentucky. And that to me is solid basketball school, solid win over by FIU. I like FIU here minus the 2.5. I'm mad at myself that I didn't put this out this morning whenever I had one eye open looking at lines, because it was at 1 this morning, and I didn't lock it in. So bad on me, but I still like them at 2.5. What do you make of this game, Kel?
Yeah, Megan, I think you're late to the party. You're right. This is not a UTSA team that I want to back. They have lost 6 in a row. This is the opposite of their football team, in fact. But I don't necessarily like this line movement. So I've got my odds screen open and I'm going, okay, no problem. But I do think you're just a little late to the party. So it would be a hard pass for me. I'm not backing the 7-13 Roadrunner squad. That is for sure. Though I do like Steve Henson. Little fun fact. He's got a little coaching tree from back in the day. So hopefully not for you, but for him, he can turn this UTSA program around, because it has been a rough stretch for this team.
Well, if he turns it around, I wouldn't be happy because they're dogs at home. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Up next, Ohio State at Minnesota. And I saw a ton of question marks for this game. And as soon as I did, I went right past it because I did not feel like putting the energy into trying to figure out who's playing, who's not playing, how important they are, how long have they been out. That's just, whenever I see that many question marks and the slate is already difficult for me, I pass right over it. Minnesota does take care of the ball well. They are good in adjusted offense. Only problem is what was I going to say? They can't afford to be missing anybody that's important. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. And if they are missing the people that might be out, I don't know if they're going to be able to cover against Ohio State. I know Ohio State has some question marks, but I feel like they're a little bit deeper. I won't be touching this game, as I said. It's just way too much info that I didn't want to have to wade through. I'll be watching. I lean Ohio State. Maybe you can make something better out of that game.
Megan, yeah, when you have a lot of question marks, you have to kind of determine which each player is worth. And as I mentioned, the Oklahoma State game last night, and I threw a fit live on air, and our friend Trig goes, "Oh, it's no big deal." I go, "Oh, it's no big deal. They only lost their leading scorer, Trig, 45 minutes before tip," and he kind of got quiet. And I'm like, yeah, so it is important to assign numerical value to certain players. And I do that for the Big 10, Big 12. But there are a lot of question marks tonight. I do lean towards the Gophers. But until I get something a little bit more definitive here, I can't bet it. The problem is I get something more definitive, it's going to come off the board. The line's going to move, and I'm going to miss a 6.5. So your option is to truly gamble here. Do you want to gamble with the Gophers and take the 6.5 and hope that the information that's currently available on the internet is wrong? That is your choice. I'm tired of gambling. I just want to have some definitive answers, kind of like the NBA. Can I just get like a real injury report? Can I just can't you guys test your players at like 9 a.m. for COVID? Like, what are we doing waiting for second and third COVID tests to come back at 4 p.m.? Sorry, I'm done ranting.
No, that's a great rant. And it actually can lead us right into your NBA play tonight, because I didn't want to even mention that we had one. I didn't know if you had put it out yet, knowing you probably have not. You wanted to save it for the show because you are an angel. But Kelly has an NBA pick tonight, and I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, so Megan, I'm going to start dabbling a little bit more in NBA here. As I mentioned before, a little bit behind on the season. And also, I like to kind of see who teams truly are, right? I need to see where CLV is not always CLV. And I understand it, but it's not. I wish it was.
You have so many trophies
my office wall right now, if I had like those floating shelves, would just be full of fucking trophies. Long story short, this is a really solid Sixers team. Lakers, per usual, full of drama. They live and die by LeBron James, right? And fair enough.
It was Mama Day yesterday, though. Could be a big day, or it could be an emotional day, and
it could be. And that is something you can think of as well. Love me some Tobias Harris. He's been playing really well over the last 10 games, and this defense has been really solid. Now, Anthony Davis is coming back, supposedly, but I do think he is going to be limited. And so that's something to keep in mind here. And I do think it's built into the line that he's going to play. I made this game 4.5. So at 2.5, I think the Sixers are an absolute steal. Russell Westbrook, just keep shooting like absolute shit. And then we will get a cover from the 76ers here. 76ers covered 7 in the last 10 versus the Lakers. I think they kind of have their number of sorts. So I'm going to lay the 2.5 with Philadelphia at home over a Lakers team that, frankly, is unbettable at this point, at least in my opinion.
You heard it there first from Kelly. Hey, do you remember when Anthony Davis pretended to shave his unibrow and broke
yes,
the internet? Everyone was like, "Why would you do that? That's your brand." And then it was just a big joke.
April Fool's is coming right up. I'm sure we're going to see something more like that. But I just don't know how that's your brand. Like, I'm just weird about body hair. Don't ask.
Imagine if, you and I tried to make a unibrow our brand. No, it would never work. Okay.
No, it would not.
On to another marquee game. By the way, Jack's giving out straight locks in the chat.
He is? How did I miss it?
Yeah, he's giving out that thing.
Curry over 24.5. Okay.
The model doesn't lie. Jack's just out here just giving away free money. I mean, whether it's me, whether it's Kelly, whether it's Jack, come to the show and you will have a shot at making some money. All right, up next, we have Cal at UCLA. And I tried to be smart last week, even though I knew I was wrong, taking Arizona. I said last week, whatever the fuck they played last. Thought I was being smart taking Arizona, and so did everybody else on Pick Central, thankfully. And I knew that UCLA was going to win, and I got like semi-steamrolled there. So my question is, do I want to step in front of UCLA? Are they at a spot where they're kind of sitting fat and happy? Could they come out on their heels? Yeah, all of those things definitely could happen. But Cal's dropped 5 straight, and I don't fucking trust them to cover this number. So I'm just going to back up. I'll watch it. I feel like it's a lay it or don't play it, but I also don't want to lay 16.5 with UCLA after coming off of a huge win over Arizona.
Yeah, I'm with you, Megan. I got really lucky. I had one of my buddies that lives in California. As I kind of mentioned, I haven't really been following the Pac-12 that much just because I've been frustrated with some of their bullshit, and I don't want it to affect my betting, if you will. And he texts me, he goes, Cal, how is this not the biggest trap game begging everybody to bet Arizona? And he talked me into betting UCLA, and it was kind of my saving grace because I went 0-2 in college basketball that day. It was nice to see. And I bet him first half, thinking that Arizona would come out a little flat, and they did. And so I had him also game. So that was really nice for me. But yeah, I'm with you. This is a Cal team. How much does UCLA care about this game? Probably not that much. Unfortunately, they only have Stanford on deck. It'd be a little different if
Cal might have Arizona on deck.
Cal has USC on
USC. Deck. I knew it was in someone
and good so and big whenever I'm looking for these letdown spots, if you will, or these sandwich spots, I got to look at the next opponent. I'm not going to touch it. You're right. I think this is a lot of points to be laying off that big emotional win. That was a huge win for the Bruins program. I don't know if you noticed, there was like 6 kids camping out. Like for whatever reason, UCLA is, even though they are a basketball school, I don't know who goes to those games. It can't be the students because I don't know. Either way, it is what it is. I'm with you here. But yeah, looking for those situational spots. I love it. I think this could be a letdown spot, but Cal, woof.
Right? I can't do it. I tried to talk myself into it multiple times, and I just couldn't do it. Am I going to be mad as fuck if Cal covers? Yeah, of course, I'll be kicking myself. But I would just rather not gamble on that game. A game I would gamble on, and they're on the road. And would this make them roadhead? Just kidding. It's Morehead, and they're at Southeastern Missouri. Southeast Missouri is catching 6 at home. I think that Morehead's the better team here. Yeah, SEMO, Southeastern Missouri State, has a good record at home, 5-2. But I don't know. I like this Morehead team, and this is the silliest trend I think ever. But I feel like teams are different on different days. But Morehead is 7-0 ATS when playing the last 7 Thursday games. So for whatever reason, this Morehead team fucking fantastic on Thursdays, which again I think is a little silly. But you're a different team Thursday than you are Saturday some days.
Now I gotta see here if I just click all the Thursday games. I'm like, holy shit, you're right.
Yeah, and they've just been rolling over the Ohio Valley Conference opponents. This Morehead teams, they're good. They should be able to cover here. Yeah, so what do you think, Kel?
Yeah, no, I don't think anything. That is weird, though. I did just pay for the premium KenPom service for us and whoever else wants to use it because I need to get some better data points for specifically with teams in conference. And, when you're doing a lot of media stuff, you don't want to say, okay, great, well, this is the number 4 defense. Well, yeah, they're number 4 defense because they played a bunch of cupcakes in November and December. And now that they're in conference play, they're actually the number 38 defense. So I was kind of looking at that from that perspective, and that is hilarious. That you noticed that Thursday trend. Congratulations to you.
Southeastern Missouri is 0-6 when playing teams with a winning record. So okay. I would assume Marshall has a winning record. I'm hoping they go 0 and they're 0-7 against the spread.
All right, I like it.
All right, we'll move on to a bigger game. That one, as I said, was small. These small schools are so hard to talk about. They're hard to care about unless you're some random guy who went to the Big Sky and played there. Then you really fucking care, and you can't stand me.
And then you can jump in our comment section and tell us how stupid we are.
Writers, absolutely we are. Okay, next up, Purdue at Iowa. And I need your help on this game, Kelly, because I stayed away, but I kind of want to play it, and I don't know what to do because I feel like both of these offenses can get the job done. Purdue's D has been a little sus here as of late. I was thinking maybe like a Purdue team total. I was thinking just I didn't know what to do. So I need some direction here. We need some direction from Queen Kelly. Help us out.
Yeah, I am going to play this one, Megan. And, today is, you mentioned Thursdays. Thursdays are hard because there's like hardly ever any Big 12, hardly any SEC. So I had to really start to look here in the Big 10. And this was the only game that I'm going to get involved in. Iowa +2 at home. This is a Iowa team that you mentioned. Well, actually, you mentioned both teams. Really great offenses, right? And in theory, this should be an absolute, utter shootout. I'm going to say this. Iowa's defense is going to have to step up and defend the 3 ball if they want to win this game. I believe they can do that. They do have a decent 3-point shooting defense. But that is my only concern here. That's like my one caveat. This is a Iowa team that is going to push the tempo. And if they get a great home court advantage, Fran McCaffrey is going to push Purdue all day long. Granted, on the flip side, Purdue's going to do the opposite. Matt Painter is going to have his team playing prevent defense, trying to lock down Iowa. I just don't see it playing out that way. I think Iowa gets the win. It might be worth the +115 versus taking the 2. Just kind of my personal opinion here. But yeah, that's my only concern with the Hawkeyes. I love looking at some of these home underdogs, especially with these home court advantages.
They get pretty crazy in Iowa, don't they?
I was getting ready to say Iowa City is going to be rocking. It is fucking freezing there right now. I got a text from my girlfriend this morning, and I asked how bad it was, and she goes, "It's miserable." I said, "Well, at least everybody's going to go to the game, right? Because there's nothing else to do. What else are you going to go do? Sledding? I don't think so."
Cow tipping.
Tipping.
All right. So Kelly's play is Iowa +2 there. I might have to follow you on that. I couldn't talk myself into a side either way there. I did kind of lean Iowa. I don't know. It just seems weird. It's just one of those games that's kind of off-putting for me personally. Last up, we have a marquee game that I will be on, and I'm sure every public bettor will also probably be on. And that is Stanford at USC. It's USC -11, and I know that I am paying a premium here, most likely, but I don't care. Stanford already beat USC earlier in the season. I know this sounds super lazy handicap with me, but I just don't think USC is going to let this be a close game at home. I think that they're going to beat the shit out of them, remind them who is who, and cover the 11. Do you think I'm absurd for laying it?
That's a lot of points, Megan. I think that I don't think it's being a lazy handicap, expecting Andy Enfield's squad who has been playing better since they lost at Stanford and then subsequently that Oregon game the following week. I think it's too many points, but this is a Stanford team that I think just happened to catch USC in a weird spot, right? Stanford turned right around, lost to Washington, lost to Arizona. Sure, they squeaked out a win over Arizona State on Saturday, but I think you're right. USC is probably going to be looking for revenge here. My only issue is I don't have a way to quantify that. And I think the line it's probably built into the line, if you will. I think 11 is a lot of points.
So I made it an 8. I don't make lines, but if I had to guess, I literally wrote down, I would assume this would be closer to an 8-point game.
Okay.
But I don't mind paying the premium because I think that revenge, I'm trying to factor maybe like 3 points for revenge, maybe 4.
And I do want to apologize because I didn't have the Barstool Sportsbook open when I gave out the Sixers. It is currently 4. So that has me wondering if now we're hearing maybe Anthony Davis is not going to be playing even a few minutes here. There's a reason for that line move. And it's not only because I bet it, I swear.
All right, that's besides I've given out all my plays. We've gone over marquee games. Is there anything else that you want to go over, or do you want to maybe talk through that NBA line move a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I've got nothing. I'm looking on Twitter. I'm looking at different guys' things. I want to see the first half is off the board. So I wonder if there's something here that I'm missing in terms of that line move. Anthony Davis still day to day as of today. He's probable for the game tonight. So nothing different than what I already said. I'm just going to go ahead and guess. Maybe sharp guys bet it. I do apologize. I do still lean towards the 76ers, but I would feel very bad giving it out at 4. So do your due diligence. Keep an eye on it over the next 4 or 5 hours, and we'll see if it pans out. And if we get some good information, I'll tweet it out.
All right, that's good for me. I will be tailing you again on your NBA. Hopefully, we will cash that all together as a Money Shots group. Again, if you're out here, if you're from Louisiana, if you're listening, please go sign up at the Barstool Sportsbook and use code BYU, $20 or more on any conference championship, and you get Burrow to throw 1 yard, you get $100. You can't beat it.
It's free money.
It's free money, and then it's another state for the Barstool Sportsbook. So it's just, yay. Can't wait to show y'all tickets. Can't wait to have y'all in Louisiana. It's a great place to be. We can drive and pick up drinks. We have crawfish. There's now medical marijuana. We can bet. Like, it's essentially the best place in the world if you don't mind mosquitoes and humidity.
I was laughing because I was watching this thing. I don't ask why I couldn't sleep the other night. I was watching this thing about America, and it was talking about how Nevada was the driest state. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's why I look like a lizard whenever I'm there. And I was like Googling what's the wettest state. And then Brett opened my phone and was like, why are you Googling what the wettest state is? And I go, I don't know. Like, maybe I should move there so that my skin. Anyway, you guys are the second wettest state, in case you wanted to know. I thought that was a fun fact for you.
They haven't met me yet. Ayo. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow, where we will be breaking down the conference championships. We will have NFL plays. And is this our last Thursday show?
Yeah, I think so. So the plan is, Megan, so you and I are both going to be in New York next week. We'll do a later Monday show. Unfortunately, with travel, I cannot get to the Barstool office before our normal 2 p.m. time. I'm hoping we can shoot it by 5. You never know with New York City traffic. We will play that one by ear. We'll do a live show together
or
in
if
studio.
Your plane gets delayed the way it did whenever you were on your way to Texas.
Well, it is supposed to snow anywhere between 2 and 20 inches. So who fucking knows?
A man definitely.
I've already decided, Megan, in my next career, I'm going to be a fucking meteorologist because I'm just flabbergasted. Anyway.
I have a lot of jokes about that concerning a lot of
so
I'll let that go.
You and I will be live Wednesday. Hopefully Jack can find us a studio, not just a cubicle, to do the show. And then we'll start the Saturday show. We got to figure out exactly what time, but I'd like it to be close to tip-off so that you and I can kind of go over some of our Saturday games, and then we'll keep the Monday show as is.
Yeah, and Saturday will be a little bit quicker so that we can get y'all those, I don't know, I almost said the L word. Ew.
No, but last-minute bets. That's the L word you're looking for, last-minute bets.
Last-minute bets. There we go. Get y'all the last-minute bets before tip. We're just trying to get y'all to make some money. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. As I said, talking NFL. We love you. Take care. Go sign up for the Barstool Sportsbook app if you're in Louisiana. And yeah, love you guys.